One of the most controversial videos I've published on this channel is when I said the Peak Design 45-liter travel backpack was too uncomfortable for me and that I was going to sell it. I got a lot of mean comments on that from Peak Design fans, even though I also talked about how much I love that bag's design. So when I had the opportunity to review the 30-liter Peak Design travel backpack, the little brother here, I was eager to see if they had improved on the shoulder straps and if perhaps a smaller size overall made the bag better or just different. And I especially wanted to see if it made a good camera bag. Let's get into it. If you're new to this channel, thanks for watching. I own and operate a small video production business called Vertical River, and I travel a lot. And I love sharing the tools I use that make my life easier. A good camera backpack is definitely one of those tools, and Peak Design, they make some of the most innovative carry tech around. Now this is the collaboration between Huckberry and Peak Design, and it features an Xpac outer shell, and they call this colorway Coyote. To me, the color reminds me of the newer design scheme of something like the Toyota Tacoma. Like a slight military deserty vibe. I think it looks kind of cool, but on the other hand, I think the shape and color combo kind of reminds me of like wearing a turtle shell on your back. Now they've got a whole line of travel products in this collaboration, including the 35 and 65-liter duffels, the tech pouch, and the small and large wash pouch. Now there might be a few people watching here that are wondering what is the big deal about Xpac, and or maybe even what the heck is Xpac? Well, I can't explain it better than Taylor Weldon, the creative director at Coyote, did on his review of this bag.
What makes Xpac unique and interesting and awesome for a bag, we use it a lot for the Coyote collabs that we work on. Basically, this is the ultimate dope sandwich. That's what makes the these little sexy like little water beads. They sit up on top of the fabric versus going through. These little X grids on here, these little X things here, these are made out of polyester, and what these do is it strengthens the fabric and it doesn't allow for any stretch. You get that X grid, it sticks up off there, and it looks cool too, right? And finally, on the back side, it has a 50 denier taffeta backing, and that all together makes this fabric waterproof, actually, not water resistant, but makes the fabric waterproof. Water cannot penetrate through here.
Now, these are exclusive to Huckberry, so be sure to go check them out if this is getting you hot and bothered. If you're interested in getting your hands on one of these, you're in luck because I'm giving one away. Stay tuned for more details. So let's start with the size of this bag. It currently is in a 27-liter shape, but it can expand up to 33 liters. So you get a little bit of adaptability depending on what you need to carry that day. Now, I have a camera cube in here and it's at the 27-liter size, so I'm kind of just showing you that it can be zipped up with the camera cube in there, but the camera cubes fit much better and I think are more designed to be in the expanded bit. So let's go ahead and just show you that expansion. You take the expansion zipper, which is right here, and you just unzip all the way around. And you can see that it expands, gives you this extra couple inches around it. And it takes it from 27 liters to 33 liters. Okay, so this bag features a clamshell design. And for camera gear, that is great because we need to get into our bag. But of course, you always got to look out for where you're going to put your bag down because this part is always going to hit the ground. So you put it down, you unzip all the way around, and you open it up. So both the front of the bag and the shoulder straps are going to hit the ground. You're going to get mud and dirt and grass and whatever on both sides of the bag. So just be aware of that. I'll say the same thing here that I said about the nomadic everyday camera backpack. It's just not that convenient to access the camera when the only option is to take the backpack off, set it on the ground, unzip the whole thing, and then grab the camera, take your shot, and then put it back in and put it back on your bag. There are some bags that make this process easier, but this isn't one of them. It is interesting to me because the 45-liter bag had side access, and the camera cubes can also be set up to accommodate side access. And this backpack, they chose not to have side access at all in favor of, I guess, having 2 water bottle pockets or tripod holder pockets. A little bit of a surprising decision, but then again, this bag, it's not being advertised as an everyday camera bag. Instead, it's a travel bag. And I think that means its more important focus is to get you in your gear safely from point A to B, not have you stopping and snapping pictures along the way. And it does that job pretty well. So I mentioned these water bottle pockets or tripod pockets or whatever you want to call them. And the space, they're just not, there's 2 of them, one on each side. They're just not very big. They don't give you much room for a large water bottle. This is kind of a skinny water bottle, and it fits in there fine. But there's just not a lot of extra, and any water bottle you put in here is a little bit taking up some space from the inside of the bag as well. So I got this one in there, but I could not get a 32 ounce in there. Let's get a tripod. This is one of the smallest tripods I have. I mean, I have some little tiny handheld ones, but this is my smallest, like, sort of standard size tripod, and it's too big to even get it in the shot. It sticks up. You can kind of see how high it sticks up there. And so without having an additional support strap, it's going to flop all over the place. But this bag comes with these 2 straps, and they have lash points kind of hidden all over this bag. So let me go ahead and take one of these off, and they just snap off of these little lash points here. And let me lash it and get that cinched on there. This is not the most awesome fit. I think my tripod is probably a little too tall for this scenario. I saw online that the Peak Design tripod fits in here perfectly, and it's a smaller tripod. It probably doesn't rise above the top of the bag very much, but you know, not all of us have the Peak Design tripod. So we, got to travel with what we have. They do have, I mean, it kind of gets the job done. Let's put it that way. They do have other lash points. So you could potentially lash underneath. You could connect these 2 and carry the tripod long ways underneath the bag. And I think that would work. I just think this tripod's probably a little too big for that kind of operation. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. All right, Peak Design does not use YKK zippers. They use a brand called Zoom zippers. And maybe that's a big deal to you. I don't know that it's that big of a deal to me, but I think they did that. The reasons I heard they did that is because Zoom zippers allowed for more customization options. Seems reasonable enough, I guess. I have no issues so far with any of the zippers on any of my Peak Design products. So take that for what you will. A couple little clever things they got going on is they have some theft deterrent features within their zippers on this main upper quick access. We'll dive into the pockets in a second. You can take the zippers and you can stuff them through this little loop, and it makes it slightly harder for somebody to unzip that pocket up top. And then on these zippers to access the main camera compartment, one of them, they're made from little hypalon pulls. One of them undoes, and you can loop it through the other one, and then loop it through one of these little lash points, and then reconnect it to the little post. And now it makes it pretty time consuming for somebody to try and unzip that main pocket. So a couple little theft deterrent features, which is nice to have, especially when you got a lot of expensive stuff in here. Now this bag, the Xpac, is, like we discussed before, it's basically a waterproof material. So, and with these AquaGuard zips, this is going to be one of the bags that protects your gear from the rain more so than many other bags. But that doesn't mean it's like you can't dunk it in the water because stuff will come in the seams. It's not sealed seams and stuff like that. But it's still, if your bag is sitting in the rain, this is going to protect it pretty darn well. But they also sell a rain cover. They sell a rain cover separately, and they include a little pocket for that rain cover right in here. And you can slide the rain cover up in there, and then there's magnets to keep that secure. Some people have complained about magnets not being secure enough. Certainly debatable. What I remember from when I had the 45-liter bag, I wasn't concerned about anything falling out. The magnets were quite strong, and it kept it in there. But this one feels a little looser, I guess. So I don't know. Your mileage is variable, I guess. Now let's talk about this. One of the better, one of my more favorite features of this bag, which is this quick access pocket here on the top. Because this is such a slimmed profile, it's only like one pocket, but it's a good pocket. Let's look at this pocket. Got some sunglasses. I got an old, the MacBook charger cable. These things are huge. I got a better solution for this now, and I usually don't travel with this, but I wanted to show you it on the inside. And the USB-C cable to go with that. And so what we're able to see here is we've got some fabric meshy, kind of slightly stretchable pockets, one on each side on this back area. Two. There's a third one I missed. There's one here, a thin one here, and another wide one here. And then on this side, we've got a zip. It's kind of a stretchy material, and you can see there's a little bit more organization inside of here for things like batteries. Peak Design has this on most of their bags. Battery, and put your memory cards in here, or your chapsticks and whatever. And then you can put all sorts of other stuff in here, and this is a pretty great pocket. And by the way, the secret password is Huckberry. This bag has handles on 4 sides. Handle on the top, a handle on each side, and a handle on the bottom. So, you throw this up in the overhead bin, no matter which way it goes in there, you can pull it out, or you stick it underneath the seat in front of you, or it's in the trunk of your car, or whatever. It's easy to grab and go. Now it's time to finally look at the inside. This is how I've got it set up for the moment. I actually just didn't fill it up yet, but we've got some headphones. Let's just get this stuff out of the way. Oh, look at this. What do we have here? This is the Peak Design Tech Pouch, and it's in the same matching colorway and made from the Xpac. It's part of the collection. And so I'll be giving away this also. So the winner of this is going to get a matching set. They're going to get the backpack, and they're going to get the Tech Pouch. Thank you, Huckberry. This is pretty much the same as the regular Tech Pouch, which I have that also. And quickly, you just got all your little techie stuff in here. I don't think I need to pull all of it out to show you, but this is a fantastic tech pouch. And my opinions on this thing are that it's wonderfully designed and really well executed. The problem I have with it is that it's so good. I keep stuffing so much crap in here. I feel like I got to put something in every little pocket that this thing gets really heavy and it gets really full. And I take too much stuff with me. But as far as design and execution, this thing is badass. Very well thought out tech pouch. I like it quite a bit. Now we can see in here, I've got the small Peak Design camera cube in here. And I've got it set up this way. And these camera cubes are designed to go in here with these little hooks that have these hook points. And the hooks come with the camera cubes, and they fit perfectly inside of the Peak Design Travel Series. And you can turn them a couple different ways. I could lay it across the bottom and strap it in there. The medium camera cube, I've got, it takes up the full width and goes up about the same height. I'll show you some B-roll of that. But right now I've got this thing set up for, what I might travel with, which is, I got my little DJI Mavic Mini 3 Pro, and I've got Fuji X-T4, and that's, extra batteries and whatnot. And so that all fits in here pretty well. It's a tight squeeze. I think the camera cube is not perfectly designed to fit the controller for the DJI Mavic Mini. It's a little wide and a little tall, but I've got it in there and it zips up just fine, so I'm not too worried about it. But one of the things you'll notice is that if this thing is kind of hooked in here, you're kind of missing access to some of the pockets. There's pockets on the side and pockets on the back, and if your camera cube is strapped in here, hooked in like it's designed to do, then you're not really going to be able to access those pockets. If you don't mind the camera cube like being unhooked and kind of just floating around inside the bag, then it's pretty easy to just take the camera cube out, access the pockets, and put the camera cube back in. Let's go ahead and unhook it so I can show you these pockets. It is a pretty quick process. Just pull that hook out, just a little squeeze, and you pull out the hook. I've got 3 of them in here, holding this thing in. So you can kind of maybe get a quick glance at how these things work if you haven't seen them before. But now the camera cube just pops right out, and we can see some pockets. On both sides are mesh zippered pockets, but they also have a little divider, sewn in divider. So you got 2 sections, and it's the same on both sides. Up here is a mesh pocket with a little bit of depth, like you could fit a book in here. Right now I just got my notebook. And on the bottom side here, this one's a little more for flat objects. I think this notebook would be a better fit in there. And I think I could put the MacBook charger in this one because it'll fit. So there you go. That kind of maybe gives you a little bit of depth options for that. And the side pockets just for various things. So that's kind of the organization on the inside of this thing. Let's talk about the laptop pocket. This is large enough to fit a 16-inch laptop. Just a quick Velcro undoes it, and you can reach in and pull out my 13-inch MacBook Pro. I'm planning on getting a 16-inch in a little while. I don't know when, but I'm ready to get a bigger one. It also has a pocket in here for iPads and tablets. So this is the 11-inch iPad Air, fits in there perfectly. Okay, so very much like its big brother, it has the similar strap tuck away system here on the back. The straps, look at that. Look how good that looks. I think that looks pretty cool. The black and the look, I mean, it's called Coyote, but it's kind of a khaki orangey kind of color. Yellow, it's just a pretty cool color. It comes with a sternum strap, and just like other Peak design, it just clips in to the other side with just like that. Pretty good. I don't have any concerns about it. There's not a whole lot of height adjustability, so your body type may not appreciate the sternum strap. I don't use it that much. And when you're not needing it, you can clip it to both. You can do that to it so it stays. And then if you're not needing the straps, they kind of rotate and tuck into this section here. Now I did check this bag once, and when it came out of the baggage carousel, one of the straps was no longer tucked in. It had kind of come open like that. So be aware that it's not as secure as zipping up your straps, or not as secure as some other kinds of bags that have different tuck away systems. Now to the very large question of is it more comfortable than the 45-liter version? And the answer is maybe a little bit. I think having a lighter load helps a whole lot. The 45-liter loaded out with camera gear, that thing got real heavy, and I think the shoulder straps were not, in my opinion, not designed to support that much weight. With a smaller bag, with less heavy stuff in there, I feel like it's a little more manageable for these shoulder straps. But that doesn't make the thinness of these shoulder straps is not a whole lot better. It's modestly better, if at all. If you're gonna want to if you're gonna want some straps that are tuckable and stowable, I think you gotta make a compromise somewhere. And this is the compromise Peak Design decided to make. Now, one other note is that when it came out of the baggage carousel, it had some smudges. And I guess you got to understand, with a lighter toned bag, you'll definitely pick up some smudges along the way, some grime and some dirt. And I didn't actually do anything to clean it off. It kind of just, became less noticeable over time. It kind of rubbed off. It's still some smudges on there, but I think the thing is with Xpac fabric, it's going to take scrubbing pretty well. You can just wipe it off with some water, and I think it's going to be just fine. I don't think you'll have any worries about cleaning it up. Now, so if you watched the video this far, there's a good chance you want this bag. And the good news is that Huckberry was kind enough to send me one for review and one for giveaway. Now, I know these things sold out pretty quick last time, a limited run sort of a deal. But it was so popular that they decided to expand the collaboration into more bags. So the duffel bags, the wash pouches. If you want to get one, the best thing to do is click the affiliate link in the bottom and go ahead and just go grab it. But if you want to risk it and enter the giveaway, click the other link in the description, which will take you to my website, and you can fill out the form. And on the form, it will ask you for the secret passcode. Secret passcode is mentioned somewhere in this video. And if you fast forward to the end just to get to the giveaway, well, sorry to break it to you, but you got to go watch the full video to get the passcode. That's just the rules, homie. And sorry to my international viewers, but I can only ship to U.S. addresses. I hope you can empathize with the very expensive costs of shipping to other countries, and I am the one paying for the shipping. So Huckberry sent these to me, and then I've got them in my garage, and I will ship out to the winner. So that's why I got to ship to the U.S. I think you should go give Huckberry some love, as they have a badass collection of gear that's been vetted for greatness. Everything they sell is going to be premium quality, and I doubt you'll be disappointed. They have new stuff arriving all the time, and they often sell out of the stuff they do have. So if you see something you like, don't hesitate. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.